back to my channel. As you can see by the thumbnail and title, I'm going to be reading 200 pages each day for a week. I'm very nervous about this because that's going to be 1,000 pages this whole week. But let me show you guys my TBR for this. From top to bottom is like the order that I'll be reading in. Currently I'm reading You Rich Sam, which I'm on page 103. Today I'm gonna have to read this whole thing to finish, and then I'm reading the Inheritance Games, which I actually DNF'd this earlier this year. I guess I think it was February or something like that. I'm gonna be trying to finish it or reading it. I'm gonna start from the beginning because I honestly do not remember anything, and then I'm gonna be reading Love and Luck, which this is just under 300 pages, and this is the second book to Love and Gelato. I don't think it's a series because it's not the same person. I just think it's like a similar, I don't know. But yeah. And then literally this is my whole physical TBR. So I have a Christmas book in here, the Holiday Switch, but this is like the only other book I have, so I'm gonna have to read it to complete this challenge unless I find a book on Kindle. This is like a cute, just like cozy book, and it's pretty short, under 270 pages, like the whole book. It's a really just quick, easy, fast read. I am so excited. Well, I'm kind of excited to do this challenge. I'm just very scared. I don't know if I'm going to fail the challenge or if I'm gonna do really good on the challenge. But let's get into reading. Okay, so you guys are probably expecting my thoughts on You Reach Sam. No. I am on page 136. So, I was thinking I would get rid of this video because I did not finish the book, but I'm just gonna try to finish it today and read 200 pages in the Inheritance Games. I think I can do it.
Stop the cap!
Let's get to reading. It is day 3. I finished You Rich Sam, and this was my first time really annotating a book. And let me tell you, this gets 4 stars. A lot of people said that they were crying a lot, like reading this, but I didn't really cry until the last chapter. That was so sad. And I don't really want to say anything because I don't really want to spoil it, but this, please, if you haven't read this, you should definitely read it. And yeah, started an Inheritance Game. Currently I'm on page 237, and I've just been listening to an audiobook and kind of reading it, I guess, as the audiobook goes along. So I have about like 160 pages to still read. I'm actually loving this a lot more than when I first read this because this is actually kind of entertaining. Tell me why. I don't know. I got a new book for my physical TBR, which is Powerless. Like, I was kind of debating last night if I should read this, the Inheritance Games, or Love and Luck. I'm actually very confused. I don't really know if I want to read Love and Luck because the way the chapters are formed, it's just a little bit weird and I'm confused. But I'm actually so excited to read this. But tell me why. It's 500 pages and the text is so small. Like, I have glasses, but why is it so small? I'm actually so excited to read this. It's gonna be my first fantasy romance-y novel, and this is actually my first contemporary romance, well, not romance, but contemporary novel, and I'm actually very excited. I didn't really realize it until the end when I realized it's not really romance anymore, since it's not really romance unless it's in the before chapters. But it just, as I was reading and I was getting closer to the approaching the end to the book, I realized that this is actually contemporary fiction. But let's get into reading. So that is day 4 of 5 days, and I finished The Inheritance. So this, I'm gonna be rating this a 4 stars. It was so good. Like the ending, oh, that was amazing. And I'm gonna be changing You've Reached Sam to 5 stars, maybe 4.75. I'm not sure yet, but this is so good. Definitely try to read this, even if you DNF it at first or don't really like it. Just find an audiobook and read. Listen to it, read. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Hi guys, so today is Saturday, and you probably know that I was supposed to film yesterday on Friday, but I did not read on Friday or on Thursday, so I'm going to be reading my 200 pages today. I'm reading Powerless because I was very bored with Love and Luck, so we're going to be reading Powerless for these 200 pages, and I'll check in tomorrow to tell you how I liked it so far and that. Okay guys, see you guys tomorrow. Okay guys, I'm going to be reviewing the books that I am reading and have read for this book challenge. Okay, so the first one I finished was You've Reached Sam, which I am rating a 5 stars. It was so good, and that last chapter was just amazing. I really enjoyed how, okay, I'm just making sure it's in the back so I'm not spoiling anything that is already kind of given to you. I really enjoyed the conversations with Sam, which was, I don't know, it was just really cool to figure out how they could connect. I don't want to say any more because it will spoil, but amazing. Please pick this up if you haven't. Okay, and then I've read The Inheritance Games, which I recently DNF'd earlier in March, around that time, and I'm surprised that I loved it so much that I'm giving it a 4 stars. It was pretty enjoyable. It was my first mystery / thriller, so it was a pretty good first. Okay, and then now I'm currently reading Powerless. Okay, also this is just the regular hardback cover, by the way. I just took off the cover. This so far is a solid 4 star, maybe a little bit more, but I'm currently on page 226. And it's just, oh my gosh, I love the characters so much. Kai and Payden. Anyways, it's the main characters so much, Kai and Payden, and I don't really know, because on the back it doesn't have a summary of it of any sort, so I don't know. I just heard about this book, and it's a fantasy, and this is also my first fantasy book, and I love me some romance, so I just had to pick this up, and it's pretty good so far. And then Love and Luck. I was supposed to read this, and I would have read it and finished it if I read those 200 pages from Powerless, but I just did not enjoy this book so far. I will obviously read it after I finish Powerless, but I don't know, we've met Lena, and I don't know. I really wish I got Love and Olives though, rather than Love and Luck. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.